So I like to step on the hip. So get with these grips here, you know, could go both hands on the sleeve, stepping on the hip here to get her to lean forward. Because what happens is if I can get my grips, step on the hip and sit, she's stretched out, right? She can't go away from me and she can't come towards me. And then this leg can chop over as I throw my hip up and I lock. Right? That's how I like to enter that way. I have two hands and I just sit. I'm trying to get her to fall into my triangle, right? We've seen her hand come up. So if her hand came up and she grabbed here, now I miss. But I mean, you're trying to pull guard, so it's not, you didn't lose anything. You had a chance for a triangle and didn't get it, right?
Right.
So you could do that, nothing wrong with it. I like to have a lot of control, so I'll step here, boom, right? That's how I look. See how my hips way out, my legs way out?
Right.
She can't reach. Then I come in, right? One more time. Over here, got my grips. And then, of course, you set up your triangle from there. It's going to be a little hard to do on a dummy because you step on the hip, the legs are probably going to fly in the air. So you wouldn't really be able to practice it too much. Actually, one could do it.
Yeah. Coach, question.
Yeah.
You pull into a triangle there. I've been there, done that, caught in it, I should say, make sure so I like that move, but I guess the question is, can you also get into an arm bar from there as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just
the basic arm bar, so because we want to look at the principles, right? The basic arm bar, I step on the hip, right? Use my knee against the shoulder, pivoting, throw the leg over, right? Those are the details there. So same thing here. Step on the same hip, stretch her out, right? But now I'm looking to come under here. So I swing my leg under here and throw my hips up. And the leg comes over.
It's just all the difference, I guess, is where you enter your leg versus the top of the shoulder or underneath the shoulder.
Right, because the triangle we want to go over, right? We want this arm stuck inside. The arm bar, I could go over the shoulder. It's going to be a lot more secure if I hit underneath. Here, I step, stretching as I sit, and now I swing back in, go here, right? And I throw my leg over.
Is there a way that we can make sure Tori doesn't see this video?
Tori?
Tori would be so upset right now.
About the pulling guard?
We can call it something else.
Anti-wrestling.
Reverse takedowns.
Reverse takedowns.
So I want to put the foot
As
here.
long as we're talking, well,
But Coach, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Coach, the foot, you're putting the foot as you're falling or before you're coming down?
Before.
Before.
You sitting right? I'm gonna try falling back.
My foot, I want to automatically put that foot down. How do I?
You don't like your feet off the ground, I can tell. When we try to get you to go to your knees, you wanted to keep your feet down. And now foot on the hip, you're trying to put your foot down. You got to get used to it.
Right there.
Yeah, now do your traditional armbar. want to make it bigger, but it takes too long to switch screen now.
You got to get to the side one.
You got to create your angle. Right now you're straight on with him. I need you perpendicular. I need your leg in the armpit. You got to get where you can see directly into his ear. I think he froze. He's in the same position. Oh, he didn't freeze.
You got wrapping your foot in.
So some of these moves you're going to want to practice your normal triangle and your normal arm bar before you start working on this one, right? Because it's a what do you call it? Evolution of that move. If you don't have your basics down, you don't want to do it with less grip, right? With less control.
Well, so
It's like you wouldn't want to drill a flying arm bar until you have your regular arm bar down.
or
Oh,
ever.
forget a flying armbar, man. I saw one guy get his neck broke.
Yep.
Saw that one, right?
Never again.
People do
Never
it wrong,
attempt that.
you know?
You gotta do you.
People do it wrong. I don't know. Like, that's all I can say about it. They do it wrong. They get too ambitious about it. They don't wait till it's set up right. They just go for it, thinking they're going to be okay.
Yep.
It's
Dude
not
fell
in
right
the
on his neck.
competition. It's not the other guy's job to make sure you don't hurt yourself. You know.
I do have a request since we're doing armbar stuff. Can we do just basic armbar details and then belly down after you get stacked?
Yeah, we could do that.
Is that cool? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Belly down after you get stacked. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So armbar and then get stacked in an armbar. I mean,
Okay.
'cause I have trouble. I have trouble with that one. I think it's a fear thing, but I definitely have trouble with the belly down coming out of a stack.
No, this is,
While we're in the pulling guard stuff, I'll show one more thing too.
Reverse takedowns.
Reverse takedowns.
I mean, reverse takedowns.
Reverse
Perfect.
Yeah.
Somebody tell Ted we did reverse takedowns today.
Exactly.
Yeah, missed it.
No, you don't have to.
All right, guys, let's move on so we can get a couple things before we have to stop with the technique part. So I want to do one more thing from reverse takedown. So one thing I can do here also, if you want to get in this pulling the guard type stuff. So I'm going to step like I'm going to pull guard, but then I'm going to drop down to here, grabbing the leg, picking up the single leg, right? So for faking the guard pull, what happens when you pull guard, if I'm going to stretch her out, it's really uncomfortable for her. So what they'll tend to do is kind of squat a little bit and get a better base so they can keep their posture, right? So go ahead and do that, squat for me. Yeah, they're going to start to do that because then they can resist the guard pull a little bit, try to get the leg off her hip and start to pass, right? So when she does that, what she did was she put her legs closer for the guard, for the single leg, right? So it's just a fake guard pull. So you got to get used to standing on one foot. Look, I'm pushing the foot into the hip. I'm really stretching. I'm pushing her hip and I'm pulling her sleeve. When I pull guard, that's what I do. That's what allows me to sit down with balance. But then I let that go, right? And I hook and I pick it up. Okay? So that's just another option. We have a lot of options. So then
Can you do a
got
double from there?
Alex?
Right?
Yes.
Can you do a double from there as well? Or is it just
You could do a double, but the fact that I have the lapel, that's a good way to bring her down as I go to that single leg.
to keep that? Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to bail on everything, you could, but I don't know. I like to keep that grip since I have it anyway.
Right. Okay.
You can always, with the single leg, switch off to a double too.
Right. Right. But once you, just get that single first.
Yeah, I would say drill it a little bit, play with it, see what you like, you know,
Right.
make it your own. You said arm bars, right, Alex? That was the next thing?
Yeah, if we could do just go over arm bar from the guard and then arm bar, belly down when you get stacked from an arm bar.
Okay, cool. So let's say we got guard, or we got taken down and guard, whatever we did here. And so I have these grips. For the arm bar, it's good to grab the opposite tricep behind the elbow, because anytime I start trying to pull this arm, she's gonna pull it back, right? And the elbow is the lead of that, right? So if I can get behind her elbow here, like there's her bend it right there. If I can hold that spot, it's gonna be harder for her to pull her arm, right? Because I have that latched on. It's the most important thing. So now we pull this across, and I want to pull the wrist the opposite way. So when she does pull her elbow, it pulls it towards her own stomach. It's harder for it to come out. Okay? And then my knee blocking the shoulder. So if I do all three of those things, very difficult for her to pull her arm away, right? I've dominated it with 3 different things. I've changed the angle of her natural body, and it's harder for her to pull her arm out. To get that initial grip, I don't want to just reach for it. It's really easy for her to push my arm away with her other arm. So what I'll do is I'll come under that one, keeping my elbow tight to my rib. And I'm going to use my legs to bring her close, right? So I have the sleeve. I go under her other arm, use my legs to get this grip. Now, I'm not going to keep this tension. I mean, I could, but it's a lot of effort. So as I kind of relax a little, that's when I'm bending her arm this way and stepping on the hip. Right? So now her arm's pretty stuck. Remember, this leg, I want to put towards the armpit. Look how I turn my foot. So naturally, my foot's here. I turn my heel, and I start pushing towards this shoulder. Okay? I didn't knock her over. So I see a lot of people knock their partner over because they're doing this. See, she's starting to fall. I don't want to do that. I want to move myself. So I move myself by swiveling, okay? Not by scooting, right? This would be wrong. I'm actually creating a lot of space. Now look where her elbow is. It can easily come out. I want to stay close by swivel, right? Now, this leg stays tight. This leg stays close to the head and goes over it. My feet do not cross here. 2 hands can go to the wrist, or you can keep the tricep. But right now you don't need the tricep anymore if everything else is right. So I can go to the wrist. She's ready to tap, hipping up. I don't gotta go up very far. That's how you know it's a real tight submission. You don't only have to move a little, but be able to move a lot, right? Here, one, step, pivot, leg goes over. 2 hands, hip up.
Coach,
Yeah.
you said something about your right hand, something you did in your right hand and her leg. Can you rotate 90 degrees to see where that right hand was in relationship to her leg?
So I go under this arm. I don't want to reach like that to get it because she could just push my arm away. So I want to go under, right? We want to be here. Right here before I do anything else. Now watch, I'm not going to move her. I'm going to move me. And then my leg goes over. Huh?
And in this case, your left foot was on her hip, correct?
The what?
Your left foot was on her hip.
Correct.
Yes.
And her thumb is up, right? Her thumb is pointing up. Yeah, it looks like
Let me see. Can you see our screen? Can you see our back there?
Yep.
So I want to get my hand under here and cross your hand this way. And then put my foot on the hip and rotate my body.
Your heel should be very close to his right shoulder. If it's down by his lower back, you're not moving your leg correct.
Yeah, it's right on his shoulder.
I'm talking about your right heel.
Oh, my right heel
Should be by his right shoulder.
here.
Yeah, way up high. Yep.
You feel it?
No.
So what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I'm too, it seems like I'm too far away. Okay, right here.
You got socks?
You're ready to go to work. Well, you laughing at my socks?
It's not sock jitsu.
So my heel should be here. Is this about right?
Yep, you look good. Now leg over the head. Yep.
Feel it?
Yeah.
Tap, dude.
I mean, no, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
still
you-
not like,
Yeah, when you feel it, tap though. I
yeah,
mean,
but this, like,
was it right?
no, it's all right.
He says it's right.
So I don't know how many arm bars he's felt. So you just got to take and be careful with him. Don't hip up too far. And when you feel like a little bit of resistance there, because his elbow doesn't want to go backwards, that's when you should let go. Because he might not know what he's supposed to feel yet, you know?
Yeah.
And so we don't want to hurt him until he realizes that he needs to tap or not, right? So
And then you can hurt them all you want.
then you can hurt him because then it's his own fault. Allegedly. Okay. All right, so now let's do the belly down when we get stacked, but I'm going to show 2 options when we get stacked. So we do the arm bar here. Yeah. Hopefully I don't go off the mat. We're here. I'm going for an arm bar, and she stacks, right? So she's putting my knees to my nose here, okay? So what can happen is if I'm trying to extend, if she loses her balance, not that way. Let's go this way. So lose your balance, not that way. Like you're stacking too hard. Yeah. We end up here, okay? So I still want to hook her wrist, but I need a base, right? So I could hold with 2 hands, and I could base on my forehead, but I still feel that it's hard to hip in, right? So what I like to do is hook with my elbow or the base of your hand and start to look up. So we're here, we're getting stacked, and sometimes they'll stack you too hard, and you get to extend belly down. So I'll let go, hold with 1 hand, with my other hand on the ground, and I can dip in there. Because if I'm holding with 2 hands, I have to base on my forehead, and it's difficult to hip in, because then your face is on the mat. You really don't have control of your arm at that point. It could work, I guess, but I like to build the base and then just extend. You don't need more than 1 hand to hold it.
Can you start further back on the mat?
Yeah.
Coach?
Yep.
Because when you rolled in, you're too close to the camera.
You lost that part? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're here, all right? I got
Right.
the arm bar, but she stacks me.
She stacks you, right.
But so hard that I almost back roll.
Pants.
So hard that I almost back roll. Right here. So I'm gonna hook her wrist. I'm gonna put my hand down. And then
Okay.
posture and look right. Right?
And the arm bar is there. That's it.
That's an arm bar, yeah. You're just belly down, right? That's why they call belly down arm bar.
Right.
I could also make other movements, so to make it a little better. Stack me right now, I won't be able to belly out,
I know.
right? So you have to go too hard.
Oh.
Not too hard, just too far. Right? Yeah. Keep going. Here, right here. So I hook. Now what I like to do, if I'm not building this base here, is I'll push here, where I'm facing her leg. And then I can pull the wrist. Now I don't have to build any base. I just lay on my side for this one, pulling her arm against my leg or hip, right?
Okay.
That's another way to do it.
Now you're saying this is if they go too hard or too
So what happens is
too
that
off balance?
when I stack here, I want to keep this position. So that way when she tries to extend her body,
Hold on.
she can't, right?
Right.
If I don't stack enough, she can still extend. If I stack too hard, boom, we fall like this.
And it's wrong.
So
You want too hard.
you gotta keep their knee right at their nose. In this case, your chest will be over their chest. You step up your rear leg to support their hip, to keep their hips
So you're like
upside down.
combat stance.
Yeah, and you're keeping, and your knees by their ear, and you're keeping them in a very scrunched up, compressed position, so they don't have their full body, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use their full body against your arm. So we need to keep them compressed, so they can't extend their body. Right? And when, and so this is the reason why you don't want to take somebody. Of course, the rules in jiu-jitsu say no, but let's say on the street, MMA, whatever, you don't want to take somebody that's trying to armbar you and pick them up and then try to slam them, right? Because what happens is you're not compressing them anymore. So as you go to slam them, they extend their body, boom, and they land in this belly down position, right? And you actually helped them to break your own arm because of the momentum that you gave them to land on your elbow with their hips. And so you'll see that all the time. MMA guys that don't do jiu-jitsu think they're just going to slam the guy, and then the jiu-jitsu guy extends the body, breaks the arm, you know. And a jiu-jitsu guy usually doesn't want to hurt anybody, but I mean, the MMA guy would, in that case, make them hurt him, you know.
Okay. So this
I've
is,
seen it a lot.
you know, excuse my ignorance, but this is it. That's essentially the armbar defense is to stack or no?
It is to stack, yes.
It's
So,
considered a defense as well, correct?
yeah, so here's how I would defend an armbar. So as soon as I know the arm, as soon as I know the arm that she's trying to grab, because she grabbed my tricep, I know that's an armbar. So I take this hand, collect the wrist, and I put this hand opposite side of my face. So when she goes for the armbar, I'm already here ready to catch the leg, see? Okay? So now I bring my knees to her ear, and the other knee, I set her up upside down, okay? And I'm balancing here. I don't want to get overzealous and lean forward, right? I want to keep her right here. She's going to be trying to extend. She's going to be trying to spin. She's going to be trying to do a lot of stuff. She's going to try to back roll. She's going to try to belly out. She's going to try to get out of this position. It's not comfortable. And then once I'm here and I know she can't get me, I turn my thumb down. See how my elbow points up now? And I take my arm out. So now I'm safe from an arm bar. Now I just decide how I want to pass. I can start going around this way, but since I'll be in front of the camera, I can also hip into her leg to get the snap control here.
So can we go over the?
So that is the defense. You want to stack.
That is defense. Okay.
Right.
You
So
defend
now,
your-
the other way that you can counter the stack is to spin out of it, and I'll show that.
Hey, are you spending the night? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told you. I'm gonna go ahead and walk them.
I hear you.
I told you several times because I've been gone all night. Not all night, but
Oh, this is the movie night.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So I'm going for the arm bar here. And then she starts stacking, right? So she's starting to stack me. So what I'm going to do is I have a hold of her arm with my left hand. My right hand, I'm going to put between our bodies, and I put my back of my hand in front of her shin. Now, remember this foot was hitting towards the armpit, towards the other shoulder. I'm going to continue doing that, but I'm going to push my butt out that way too. And I get this type of, almost like a sweep, right? And from here I can finish my armbar.
That's from the stacked position.
Yes. So I'm going to go for the armbar.
Yeah.
She's going to stack, right? So now, from here, I take this hand, put it in front of her shin, and spin my butt out. Now I can finish.
Coach, can we go back to the stacking and the belly down armbar just for a moment?
Sure. What about it?
I want to just make sure I have the concept down with you.
Okay.
So I'm here, I've got the armbar, correct? He starts to stack. He's going to come this way, correct? Towards the camera?
Just let's see the stack first.
Okay.
Which way? What I said, this way?
The stack means both his knees are going to be right by his nose. Yeah.
Knee.
Keep going, keep going. You need his butt sticking towards the ceiling. Yeah. So now, if he kept doing that, you can feel how your head would back roll out of there, right? So keep going towards his feet a little. Pop your head out one. Start to straighten your body out. Yeah, that's the belly down. But instead of going there, go belly down. Yeah. And now start looking up. Look up with your head too, right? So our body goes where our head goes. They say where the head goes, the body follows is the saying. So if you want to straighten your body and you want to arch towards the ceiling, I need to put my head towards the ceiling. And my head follows my eyes. I need to look at the ceiling too.
I'm here. He's supposed to come over here.
Yeah, and just keep back rolling out of that till you're belly down. Build your base. You can finish it there. Now, an added thing, and I probably didn't even do it when I showed the move, but whenever we do a belly down armbar, your shin should be behind the head instead of in front of the face. It doesn't do you any good behind the head when you're belly down because your knee is already on the ground. So he's not going to be able to bring his head to his arm because the knee's already there. So you just put the shin down, so now he can't posture either. So you keep him belly down.
You're flattening the whole, in other words, you're flattening that part of the foot like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and the shin will be on the back of his head. So one will be up a little higher and the other will be under his belly. Yep.
We tried the one we just did. I like that one.
Okay, show me what you got on that so far.
Will you cradle her? Armbar here. You go to stack.
So let him stack you. Okay. Yeah. So now spin your butt towards your heavy bags. Yeah. Keep spinning. Just rotate under him. Use your leg too. You can use your leg a little bit. The right leg that's under the armpit, you got to use that one more. You got to start over. Start over.
Jiu-jitsu.
Start over. You got to use your right leg. Don't just let it lay there. Remember, it's kicking the armpit towards the shoulder. That angle. You're going to keep that angle when you're spinning.
Okay, so here, he's almost got me on my neck.
That's okay. Slide your arm through. Right? So at least you block the knee. Nope. All the way through.
In front.
You're actually not gonna hold anything. You're just gonna put the back of your hand against his knee. The back of your hand against his knee.
Like this?
Nope. The back of your hand will touch his knee.
Put your arm in front of his leg. In front of his leg.
Oh.
Like that. There you go.
And use the back of your hand. Don't grab his leg. Okay, so now spin your butt towards the windows, but use your right leg in the armpit. Keep pushing his armpit. Spin your butt the other way towards the windows. That's why your arm's there. Okay, that would work, right? That turns into a belly down, right? And then actually he might roll and you'll end up in the position that we're working with. But it seems like you're not using your leg enough to knock her over. It's like our pendulum sweep. Have you done the pendulum sweep?
It sounds like something I've done.
Okay. You do the same leg motion as a pendulum sweep. So back up a little bit.
Have fun.
So when I do an arm bar, like this leg's going over the head. You're using this one. You're putting it over the head, but you're not using the other one. You need to. The other leg is going to go here. See, this leg chops towards her armpit, right? So even when I don't do the defense, I'm just doing a normal arm bar, this leg swings up in her armpit, okay? When she stacks me, I'm still gonna hit the armpit, right? So you gotta use both legs. Your right leg is what's gonna help in the rotation. Yeah. So when you spin, you got to do what you did with your leg.
In this case, it's the right leg.
Put your hand all the way through. Yeah, but he didn't do the move. Something different.
I didn't grab the leg.
Right. You got to pass your hand through. Because remember, he's stacking you. If he was really doing the defense, he wouldn't have let you do that. So now you're going to spin. He won't be able to resist that because it's technique. You're not going against his strength here. Spin. You got to spin. Spin your butt. Yeah. You keep on in a belly down. That's not the move, but it's not wrong either. That's another way that you might end up. Yeah. That's coming out as a belly down also, right? Remember the one where I said you shoot your knee through? You're ending with that position. You're just getting there a different way.
All right, well, I don't want to keep everybody just working on one thing, so we'll add that to the load of one of the things I need to work on when we get back in the gym with you.
Right, right. So if you just start with your basic arm bar, drill that a lot, and then these other modifications they'll start to fall into place easier. Yeah. What else? I think you have 2 minutes, right? Want to see one more thing? She's got 2 minutes.
Do you want to go?
Flying omoplata. What's that?
Since we've been doing triangle, can we do
Triangle.
armbar to triangle?
Armbar to triangle? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. Back up a little. Armbar to a triangle. So this is a double attack. This is one of the double attacks out of the blue belt test. Sure. This is one of the blue belt double attacks. So we start with our normal armbar, the same way that we learned to do it, right? And if she stacked and pulled her arm out, now I don't have an armbar anymore because I can't hyperextend this one. I could do like other attacks like reverse armbar, but the one we're going to work on is triangle. So I just open this leg up and I catch her head. I need to straighten my body out. I need my back flat on the mat. So I hip away or do whatever I got to do to do that. I'm going to push the arm across. I want this shoulder to be on the side of her neck. I know it's there because the bicep's under the chin. So I reach up and grab my shin, That's when I can let go with my foot and step on the hip, okay? In this order, now I pivot. I want this foot to get past this shoulder. That's when I know it's okay to lock. And I didn't even squeeze, but then you're gonna squeeze your knees together, right? Talk about the thigh master, that type of motion. You're gonna squeeze your adductors, okay? So we're here, step, pivot, leg over. She stacks or doesn't stack, and she gets her arm out. So I messed up. I'm gonna open up, catch her head. So now I have the head and the arm, put my back flat on the mat. Push the arm across, pull. So look, I use my legs. I bring my shins and knees and everything close to me. If you're getting compressed here, I can reach my shin easier. If I'm just here and I try to reach, I can't reach, okay? Use your leg. Grab the shin, pull, step on the hip. And when you pivot and spin, I'm bringing the shin with me. That's the whole point, okay? Now I lock with the shin in that new higher position. I don't let go of my shin. I squeeze from here, okay? If I let go of my shin, see my foot pops loose, okay? I lost everything. I might as well start over. It's never going to get that tight again, okay? One more time. Boom, boom, stretch, cross. Push the arm across, grab the shin, step pivot, leg over. Yeah. There's a few things I didn't do because it would have been too tight. This foot, I flex up. Okay, don't forget hanging down here. My leg over my shin, not my ankle and not my foot. Okay, want as tight as I can. So I go all the way up on my shin. Okay, I hold on the inside because if I hold my foot or my elbow way down here, now I can't throw my leg over. Right? So I hold here. Now I can throw my leg over. So what other details? You want to try that?
So you're gonna just start stacking. Hold on.
Sometimes their hand is still in there, Alex. You'll still be able to do the triangle. Yeah. They choke themselves.
There's very little resistance, so it's hard to.
Yeah.
I've got to actually put him in a position that, and it doesn't. The arms aren't long enough either.
Yeah.
Look at these arms.
Bye guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, Rita.
Hey, have a good night.
Have a good night. Be safe.
Thank you.
Remember, we're in phase one. Phase one, Rita.
Phase 1. When does that start? Today?
I think
Tomorrow?
it starts Monday.
Monday?
Yeah. You know the other thing with this.
Nothing
coach
really
is that-
changes for us.
No, nothing changes. There's no resistance here, so I've been putting my foot on the floor to spin, but I don't want to get in that habit.
Right.
But it's like.
Yeah. But that'll help keep your triangles and arm bars tighter. Being that you can push off something that gives, you're working more core muscle. Nice.
When we have a second, I want to remind me to ask you about shrimping.
Okay.
Danaher did some, 3-day session on shrimping. And I had a question for you.
Yeah, I see how it rotated, because you weren't doing that with the first one. You weren't rotating at all.
See you later.
Right, so if I go,
You have me on cover.
Nope, the other way.
Put your foot on my hip. Put your foot over my shoulder.
going this way or which way?
No, you need to go towards your right.
Yep. Jiu-jitsu is the opposite of what you think is right. So go the other way.
So is marriage.
Your other right.
The other right, yeah.
Your military right. There you go.
Oh, like get this foot on this side.
Now,
right?
now, yep.
You can push his head if you need to. There you go. And you don't need to cross your legs. Yeah, you can keep it like that. So now you're going to open your left leg back up and catch his head in there. Yeah, cross your feet. That's the beginning of a triangle. You're okay. Yeah, you're good where you're at. Now step on his hip to spin. Good. Put the knee over the shin. Put the fold of your knee over the shin. Make sure you're all the way over. Yeah. You could cross. Yeah, you did it right. You just want to make sure that the fold of your knee goes over, not just cross, but actually over, right?
I can move his head, right? I can grab his head and put it into position.
Say again.
I can grab his head and put it into position.
You could pull on the head, but the way I teach it, you usually don't need to.
Okay.
Because you teach it by grabbing your own ankle and twisting and turning or rotating your body.
Yeah, I hold his posture down by holding my shin.
And correct me if I'm wrong. He let go of the shin too early, right? Like you should keep holding on to that shin.
Yeah, once you grab it the first time, you don't actually ever have to let it go.
Until you, right? Okay. Until
even after you throw your leg over, and you're squeezing, you could still hold your shin. Yeah. So I think he's still holding it there. Because you don't need to let it go. Yeah.
I guess you turn your body this way more.
You definitely don't want to let the shin go before your knee goes over it, right? Because if you let go before your knee goes over, nothing's holding your shin in place.
You lost it.
Yep.
So when I go to do it, I grab first and then.
Yep. And then release. There you go.
Yeah. I think it does change color, so I think it works. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, when your eyes get watery and your head turns red really quick.
Yeah, that means it's working.